everybody, and welcome to this video. This video we will be discussing Comic-Con 2020, the highlights, what we enjoyed about Comic-Con, what we will be talking about that stood out in our minds. So earlier I made a video about Comic-Con and what to expect. This was based on an article from Variety. And now the weekend is over, Comic-Con is over. Now we're going to look back at Comic-Con at all the excitement. Now here's something we mentioned and it's got me totally excited about Comic-Con. It was on the list. A conversation with Nathan Fillion. Did you get a chance to check out the conversation?
I don't watch anything. I'm here as a blank slate, here to entertain you. Here to bring you my unfiltered and unfettered, those might be synonyms, thoughts.
Well, that was a perfect endpoint for an analogy from, what's that show called? Gladiator with Russell Crowe. Are you not entertained?
Yes, that famous show on Showtime.
So, Nathan Fillion talked a little bit about his experience making... Castle, yes, and Firefly, and other projects. But he also had special appearances from co-stars like Alan and Gina and a couple other people that he's worked with.
A couple other people who I only remembered their first name, couldn't remember their last names.
Yeah.
Couldn't remember Tudyk or Torres.
Or
Baccarin.
And if you're...
Or Baldwin.
No, Baldwin wasn't there.
Aw, for shame.
Yeah.
Or the guy who looks like Wes Bentley but isn't Wes Bentley.
And then that guy that creates...
Or Glau.
And that...
Or Whedon. Whedon was there.
Yeah, Whedon was there.
Who else? I don't know who's the actor that played Shepard's name.
Me neither.
I know, you don't know anything.
But what was interesting was Gina had this quote.
Or State? Slate. State.
Slater.
Sure.
Christian Slater.
Okay, be quiet.
So there was this quote from Gina. So this is for all aspiring actors. Just because you don't land the lead role.
Hold on, let me take notes. Let me get my pen and pad.
Just because you don't get the lead role doesn't mean you're not important.
Sometimes you just have to be in Trident commercials for a few years.
She said...
There's nothing wrong with being a commercial actor for the rest of your life.
Yeah, Gina said, every lead show eventually becomes an ensemble show because that's what's interesting. Which is a great example would be The Office. Mm-hmm. How you had one guy as the main character, but the show slowly moved into an ensemble. And every side character had just an important story as
Man,
the main
Creed
character.
must have loved his gig because he probably got paid a fortune and he did nearly dick all on that show.
And then Makia also joined in on, just says Makia.
Okay.
Joined in on the conversation and said that auditioning is a whole separate skill. So if you're an aspiring actor, not only learning your parts and creating the character, but first you need to learn a separate skill as far as auditioning.
Very good at tying naval knots. Did I pass the audition, Mr. Spielberg?
And I just wish I had more time to watch the whole presentation panel conversation with Nathan Fillion. And it was interesting because there was this article mentioning how there was supposed to be a conversation with Joss Whedon, but that just got swept under the rug.
Because apparently he's a bummer now.
Yeah, so something's going on. There's some controversy with him. And the evidence that we have before us either points one of two ways. You could take the evidence and assume that he is a controversial person, or that he has just mistaken for a jerk. Because, I mean, there haven't been that many complaints. He's worked with a lot of people. He works with reoccurring actors, and there hasn't been complaints. But also, he has not been involved in a lot of projects and has been isolated from Hollywood.
Maybe he has a post-traumatic stress from working on those Avengers movies. I mean, after Age of Ultron, he just wanted to quit the gig altogether. So maybe like returning back to Justice League, he wanted to recapture those like feelings he got from the first Avengers movies, but then just remembered all the horrible times he had with Age of Ultron. So then he just lashed out on all of his actors. Sure, that's a possibility.
I believe
I
it.
stand with Josh. Hashtag.
I stand on top of Josh.
Yeah, that's why I said the funny thing and you said the not very funny.
I thought mine was funnier because you stand
I know
on
that's
top
why
of somebody.
I know you thought what you said was funny. That's why you said it. I'm aware of why you do things.
Well, everyone, thank you for watching. There was a lot of Comic-Con to talk about. Unfortunately, we couldn't do it all in one video, so click on the next video for more Comic-Con discussions.